This is the Espro Ultralight Travel French Press. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you already know about their crazy filter system. I just finished using it, so it's dirty, so I'm not gonna open that up and show you. It's really good, but there are some pain points about it where it's not quite the greatest thing ever. As far as if you're really into coffee, you really want a good cup of coffee, the travel solutions, most people say the AeroPress is probably the best solution. I would say this is right up there with it. This is the closest thing to an AeroPress that you're going to get, and in some ways this is better than an AeroPress, and in some ways the AeroPress might still be a little bit better. To get into my pain points about this, first, every problem I have with this thing is basically that it can still make a little bit of a mess sometimes. When you do it, for one example, is when you open the lid like this, a lot of times this part, the top part here that comes off, gets stuck to the lid sometimes, and it starts to pull off when you open it, and then you're dripping a little bit of coffee around when you start to make it, or when you go to pour, if you go to pour into another cup, it tends to just drip a little bit there, which is a little bit annoying. It sounds really stupid, me talking about it right now, but it actually is annoying when you're on a train or something like that and you're trying to pour into a cup and you have just coffee running down, and it just makes a little bit of a mess there. Another point is I probably would never use this for camping unless you're only going to use it once. If it was just like a one-night trip, because cleaning it is without a faucet would be a really big pain. Whereas with an AeroPress, you'd push out and you just have the puck goes into the garbage. This cleaning the two filter systems, again, I'm not going to open it up because it's dirty right now, but the two filter systems, they work really well. They do exactly what they say they should, and once you get it in and you're very careful not to have coffee shoot out the sides, which can again be a little bit annoying, once you get the seal in there and you've practiced and you've got it down a couple times, it works amazing. It's different from the AeroPress in that you're not using a paper filter, so you do get some more of the oils and more of the flavors from the coffee. If that's what you want, it's awesome for that, and you get zero mud and silt in the coffee. You can use really fine grains, and you're not going to get any. The filter system does an amazing job. It filters it all out. You're not going to get any kind of grains in your coffee. It's awesome. It's just a little bit of a pain to clean if you don't have a faucet, because you do have to open those two filters up to rinse them out, and then you're good. And then sometimes getting the puck that's left in the bottom, because you can press down and add a lot of pressure similar to an AeroPress, you basically end up with a puck of coffee similar to the AeroPress, not quite espresso, but similar to that. Sometimes it's just a little bit annoying to get that out, so you need like a butter knife or something just to loosen it up and clean it out, but then it's good. It's the advantages over the AeroPress is if you're traveling and stuff like that, it's nice that everything is contained like this, and you do have a travel mug, so if you're going to be making coffee on the train, for example, it's great for that. You can drink straight out of the mug, which is awesome. It works great for that. It's really light. This is lighter than, if you're going to use this as a thermos, again, you can take out the filter system and use it just as a travel thermos, and it's super light. It's lighter than any other metal press you're going to find out there. It really does a great job of that. Mine is scuffed up a little bit because I've had it for a couple years now, and or at least a year, and traveled with it, and just it does not come with a carabiner. I put that on myself just so I can clip it onto my backpack, and it's great for that. Another point that kind of annoys me is the seal in here. It's not perfect. It's when you do tighten it down, and if you have coffee in there, everything should be fine and it shouldn't leak at all. Although there was one time when I did put boiling water straight in here right away and then sealed it up right away and tipped it over. The seal, it's not perfect. It's not as good as something on like a Stanley thermos, where the water did start leaking out of it, and that was really annoying. But that's only been one time that's happened. Overall, it's a really good system. It's the lightest system you're going to find. It's super simple to use. It's a bit of a pain to clean, and it can be a bit of a pain just making a little bit of a mess with just coffee dripping around a little bit. The volume of it, I wish it did hold more coffee of it. I don't know the exact specs off the top of my head. I wish it did hold more. It doesn't, but that's okay. It's you're going to get about the same amount as you would get out of an AeroPress. It's a really good alternative to the AeroPress, I would say, and there's less parts and stuff moving around, and that's the fact that it's all contained make it a really good comparison to the AeroPress, and sometimes you might want this instead of that. Hope you enjoy.